No,
Oh,
it's a
that's
teaser.
really 2 minute long. Yeah, okay.
There's so much to say in the film. I think they've tried to make it compact.
There is so much to say on that right now. I saw those 2 minutes, and I have to tell you this trailer or teaser, this film is going to be talked about.
Yes.
Okay? And people may not have seen it. So I'll just quickly describe what is in it. It's basically Raashii and Vikrant Masi, who are journalists, and it's called the Sabarmati report. It is on the Godhra incident that happened, the Sabarmati Express. Uh, I'm, by the way, closely connected to that. I wrote a book called Three Mistakes, which became Kai Poche, which was on that. But what was very interesting in the trailer was, of course, your performance was looking good. But I have to get in. What made me really curious is I think the tagline is such, Mayus ho sakta hai, parajit nahi, something like that.
Such.
So like that, it's about seeking the truth, really. But it doesn't really tell what is that truth in that teaser. It doesn't say what stance is the film taking on Godhra? What happened? Like what? Like you'll discover something new about this. What happened there, or kya hai? Matlab, what is it
See, the
about?
thing is, if we tell you what that truth is, then there's no point in watching the film because you have to watch the film to understand what truth it is.
So there is a different truth from what we know.
I don't know what truth you know or
Whatever is in the
truths
media, what happened, and
See, there are different versions that you'll see. Even when I was growing up, I knew there were different versions, so I didn't know what the absolute truth was. There can always be versions of it. I know people have different versions on it, and what we adhered to was the Supreme Court judgment. And I don't know if people are aware of what the judgment was, but we talk about that in the film. We have adhered to that, and that is the truths that we have tried to project in the film, staying true to the facts as much as we could.
so it is based on what the Supreme Court felt.
Yes, their verdict.
Okay. Raashii, you told me backstage you stay away from politics.
Yes.
You stay away from giving opinions, and now you've
See,
done a
I don't
movie.
stay away from politics. I stay away from giving opinions on things.
And now you've gone and done a movie on Godhra,
Yes.
train burning and the riots. And in fact, in the teaser, it says ki, some things changed the world. Like September 11 was for US, this was for India. It changed the history of India.
See, me as a person is different from me as an actor. And when I get an opportunity like that to showcase the truth, which has shaped our history in some way or the other, I'll be right in the forefront, right? I got my facts right. It wasn't an easy decision, and I wanted to divulge into it. I wanted to understand what happened and become a part of something so special as Sabarmati is. I may not want to give you opinions of my political opinions because that's not the person I am, but you will see what I stand for through the films that I do.
Okay. Uh, does the film get into, like, because right now what we understand, a group of writers attacked burnt the train
Yes.
at that station, and it led to domino effect, and there were riots, Hindu Muslim riots happened, and there was all that happened. Does the film take a view that there is more to it, like there was a certain conspiracy on how the train was burnt, it was premeditated or something like that, it was not spontaneous riots?
I think for a lot of that, I really don't want to tell you anything right now because I'll leave it at the teaser. There are a lot of things that will probably also be revealed in the trailer.
Okay.
And you'll
Well,
have
the
to wait for
teaser's
that.
job is to tease, and
Yes.
it has teased me
That's
very,
great.
very well. But
Yes.
you are prepared. It's coming on 15 November. People are going to ask these questions
Yes, so
on when the movies.
the film is releasing on 15th of November. We are very, very excited. The trailer will be launched very soon. And we are going to be having multiple discussions on it because it's not an easy film to be a part
So,
of.
are you standing with the politics of the film, whatever it is? We don't know yet, and the teaser doesn't say. Or are you saying that I'm just an artist working as an actor in the film? I don't know the politics of it.
See, we do have a social responsibility as actors. I cannot just play something where, I know it's going to have an effect on the people who are going to be watching it. So, of course, we were aware of that. And is why I think our team also took a special effort. I think they worked on the film for years to come out with something which showcases the truth, and that's it. I don't think they're taking any sides there. And that's what attracted me to the film. Otherwise, I would have never done it.
Uh,
Yeah.
आप बताओगे कि शायद नहीं बताओगे, बट बेसिक पॉइंट ये है कि फिल्म लेफ्ट विंग लीनिंग है या राइट विंग लीनिंग है.
देखिए वो आप फिल्म देखिए और आप फिर डिसाइड करिए आपके लिए वो लेफ्ट है कि
तो
राइट.
आने वाली है 15 नवंबर को. आई कैन टेल यू दैट फिल्म इज गोइंग टू पुट सोशल मीडिया अबज़ for sure. Already it's happening. I was just
Yes.
seeing the comments you've seen in a few hours, right? So guys, do check out that teaser. And Raashi's looking great in the character of a journalist and
Thank you.
everything. It was quite a dress down. Like today, you're in a made up and like in that trailer, you're looking very like a journalists are, right? They're not like going on with a lot of makeup and things like that. Do you have to dress down for the film?
When you can see me as the character, my job is done. So if you can see me as the journalist in the film, then I think my job is done, because a lot of times I've been told that the way I look sort of overpowers the character. I'm glad that people are seeing that side of me where, there is an actor inside me. And I was given the opportunity to play a journalist, which is not very easy to get, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I almost couldn't recognize you from the trailer to this person, to look two different people.
But that's great, right? Like we should be able to look different paths.
हाँ. Now राशि, ये जो खन्ना नाम है, ये तो प्रॉपर पंजाबी होता है. एक जगह है खन्ना पंजाब में, and you are like the queen of Telugu, and of course you've done various languages. So how is that? Like, how does that work? You're from Delhi, from what I understand. You're from
Yes.
Delhi, like West Delhi.
I was born and brought up in West Delhi.
Which is very Punjabi.
Yes.
I'm Punjabi too, so I'm very curious. And you're from Paschim Bihar.
Yes.
And you went to Lady Shri Ram College.
Yes.
Which, from what I understand, is one of the most selective colleges in India. What was your class 12 percentage?
Okay, in those
And what
times,
was the best of four? I think best of four
Yes.
था ना? हाँ.
In those times, I got 91%, which was pretty decent. And my best of 4 was 94, and that's how I got into LSR.
94%.
Yes.
Okay, so my class 12 was 85, so you were ahead of me.
That's
And you were like the padhaku bachcha,
Yes.
right? You were topper and all?
I was a front bencher, I was a topper, I topped my school, I topped my university. Yeah, so I was pretty
तो
good at
फिर
it.
ये कैसे हो गया? जो
देखिए,
acting and all
there
this.
is this favorite quote of mine which says that fate
हाँ.
leads the willing and drags the reluctant. And I was willing to surrender to fate. That's exactly what I did, because anything I planned in life didn't happen the way I wanted it to be, because I wanted to be an IAS officer and that didn't happen.
You wanted to be IAS officer?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I think, when you're growing up in a middle class family, you always want a secure job. That's your cushion. You look for it. You look for security. And my parents, I think, first I wanted to be a teacher at one point, then I wanted to be, a nanotechnologist, completely different from that. Then I wanted to be a copywriter. And then it was my father's dream that I become an IAS officer. And I was like, okay, why not? It's secure. I'm very good at this subject. Maybe I'll really flourish in this. But God had completely different plans. And I ended up becoming an actor.
इंडिया में ना पापा के सपने और मम्मी के सपने पूरे करते करते लोग जिंदगी बिता देते हैं.
But I think they were, my parents have been very supportive. I think they were the ones who said, okay, it's like, ja ji le apni zindagi type. A friend of mine wanted to be an actor, and she's like, why don't you accompany me to Bombay? And we both will chill, and you need to get out of your house. My father was very happy. He said, get out of the house because you're constantly studying, and I feel like there's a lot of pressure on you. And I went to Bombay. I ran from my first audition. I got a call from Madras Cafe. They said, why don't you audition for this film? But I said, I don't know if I'm interested in films, and I don't want to audition. I don't think I want to do this. And I was very shy. And I got a call again. I again refused. And then the casting director, Jogi ji, he called me, and he's like, out of respect for us, please come and give the audition. You might get the film. I auditioned for it, and I got the film.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, this is very easy. I mean, it has been very easy for me. But it is very difficult to be an actor.
Yeah.
It's the most insecure job in the world, because you don't know if you'll have another film. You have to keep sitting, waiting for months, for years sometimes, for it to happen for you. I've been just very blessed, and I've just taken opportunities as they've come, and here I am today.
You've done so many films. So many years you've had like four releases.
Yes.
Right? The only person I know who's done that is Akshay Kumar. And
Prakash Raj sir was here.
He also is like that?
No, and he was the one who called me an Indian world actor. Because he's like, you have gotten into all industries. You have worked in all industries. And you're still working.
Everywhere there's a release coming. of Raashii Khanna?
See,
Raashii Khanna?
I love working. I think I've just been fortunate enough for all the industries to have given me the kind of films that I have done. Yeah.
So, from what I understand, Akshay is a workaholic.
Yes.
He's admitted it in many
Yes.
interviews. He wakes up at like 4 something, he works out, then he works. Because to release 4 films, you have to shoot those 4 films, do the promotions, do the dubbing, do the script. I mean, this is still, you're just working all the time. So, is that what your life was those years? Like you're just working all the time?
I think even if you're working for 4 films a year, it's not that hectic because one film you finish in about 45 to 50 days. So it's not like you're constantly working. But when you're working, it's hectic. But 4 films a year is doable, quite doable.
It's doable.
Yes, very doable.
Okay. I mean, there is Amir Khan who does 1 film in 4 years. So, there's all kinds
I think
of...
they've slowed down now, but I think when they were working, they were also really into it because I remember I was working with Ajay sir in Rudra and he told me, and I asked him, how would you do so many films a year? And he said, I would barely sleep. Like I would sleep for 4 hours from one set to the other, from the other set. Because there are no timelines, like there's no timing when you're shooting. Like it's crazy time.
It just goes on.
So he just would keep going on and he said, this is the age, you have to hustle. And I'm like, yeah, I agree.
So, you're a hustler?
I am a hustler.
You're a big hustler. What do you want? What do you want in life?
Okay, I have another quote for this.
Okay.
You may choose as you want, but your wants are chosen for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't even want things anymore because I'm like, okay, let me just surrender to life and whatever comes, the only thing that is in my hand is the response to it.
Yeah. So, now, of course, the Telugu movies are very big. Films like Pushpa and all are like national films. But there was not so long ago, and even now a little bit is there, that this is regional cinema. And Bollywood is... Firstly, the Bollywood also comes from Hollywood, which itself is an irony. But Bollywood is the real cinema. Bollywood is the real national cinema of sorts because it's in Hindi. And I guess Hindi is the most spoken language. It is one of our languages, but it's the most spoken. Do you feel that sometimes? I mean, you in a way, like do you feel like, yaar, itna अच्छा काम कर रही हूँ, सब कुछ हो रहा है, but like I'm not getting the kind of pink villa coverage, or sorry, can I not mention another media? Delete. Abhi they'll beep it now. Or like I'm not getting those coverage in the gossip columns or paparazzi. Here, yes, but at the national level, maybe your talent, your work, your quality of your performance, it's not getting as much as it would have if it was in Hindi. And you've done a few Hindi films too, and of course web series. Do you feel that? And is that a sentiment that is there in the industry with actors? This isn't just about you. This is about everybody who's here.
So what are you exactly asking me? That
I'm asking you that do you feel that being dominantly in one regional cinema, you get treated unfairly? You don't get your due?
Okay, honestly, I don't think any of the actors who are passionate about their job really seek fame is why they are actors.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think that their
just keep it
their idea in life is that, oh, am I spoken about? That's not the whole point of acting. The whole point of acting is being in that journey and reaching your audience, which South films do. We have extremely loyal fans, and I have loved being a part of South films, and I'm really happy that today, we call it Indian cinema and it's not North or South anymore. But I have to tell you, when I was growing up in the North, I had this idea of South films being all about singing and dancing. I was absolutely wrong. We have some really good films here. I didn't know a lot of films were remade in Hindi when I was growing up. There's so many films I saw. I only understood that, they were originally made in Telugu and Tamil, most of them. So I'm really happy that today people are talking about it more. But this sentiment is not there that, maybe it hasn't reached enough people. Because there is a whole... all these dubbed films that you see on YouTube, I think a lot of North people know me through those dubbed films. So there is a huge audience for it even in the North. It's not like they were not accessible to the Northern audience before. And I'm more known as a South actor in the North than I'm known as a Hindi-speaking actor in the North. Yeah.
Right. Do you feel in general people go for ticketed movies less now? Because we have Instagram, we have YouTube Shorts, we have web series, we have OTT. It's just, there was a time we were starved for entertainment. We had like Doordarshan and one Chitrahar. I don't know if you remember Chitrahar.
No, I don't remember. I only know Doordarshan.
Chitrahar is basically a government approved playlist.
Okay.
basically, which was so anyway. It was just 6 songs. They would show one movie, and then a good Bollywood film or any film comes on the big screen. It would be like a different level of entertainment. Today we are always distracted, and very very good films also sometimes. Some do very well, but very very good films also sometimes do not get an audience in the theater. People don't want to buy tickets. Sometimes they say the popcorn's too expensive. Sometimes they say parking's too expensive. Whatever it is, but the point is we have entertainment in our pocket now. Do you feel that it's there?
I mean, of course, it's there. Like the ticketing public has reduced a lot, but I feel when some films do extremely well, there are some good films that don't reach those people and they wait for an OTT release. That is happening because I think there's a period of 28 days and then it just releases on OTT. A lot of my own friends say that, okay, we'll just wait for the OTT release. Why go and pay for the ticket? But I don't think that's something I'll have an opinion on right now because I think this is for the producers to talk about. They'll give you the actual story of what is actually happening because it affects them more than it affects any of us. Because if you see the film in the theater, you see it on OTT, you're still watching us. But they
Yeah.
are the ones who are bleeding.
Correct, correct. But you're also one of the industry leaders. It's not like I'll ask producers that question. You are not married yet,
Yes.
but do you plan one day to be married, have kids? Is that something you think about, like, or right
Yes,
now
of
it's
course,
hustle, hustle?
I think about it. I do want to be married and I do want to have kids. I love kids. That's the phase in life that I would want to experience.
And what are you doing about it?
Well, you'll
I mean, do
know.
you just think about it? Do you like one princess coming on a horse someday, or what is happening?
I've never really spoken about that part of my life, and I don't think I would want to. Probably, I would get married sometime.
Okay, and
People
the
will
work
know.
is in underway for
I mean,
that.
it's
Okay.
always in progress.
But my question, real question is, can a woman have it all? Can she be happily married, have a wonderful family, be a great mother, be a great actor? Can a woman have it all?
See, I can tell you this when I'm married, and I live that experience to tell you the actuality of the situation. But I think I know of women who are married, who have kids, and who are doing wonderfully well. So when I look at them, I'm like, okay, I can also do this. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll wait
Yes.
for you to get some work-ex to answer that question. Instagram is a boon in many ways, and we are all kind of somewhat addicted to it. But it also is defining beauty standards now. There was a time where, you could only see the people in your village, and therefore you know that this is the best looking person in the village. Today you have not only Instagram, which shows you literally the 1 in a million people or 1 in 10 million people, and then you have Photoshop, you have AI, you have lighting, you have all kind of things. And beauty is like so big on Instagram, like that's the one that gets traction. I sometimes think about like a young Indian girl who's 12, 13, just starting out on Instagram, simple, lives in a simple town. How does she get affected by it, and what should she make of it? Because, and you are in the business which is partly about beauty. I mean, it is acting, but it is where people expect actors to be good looking, and they set the standard in terms of looks. So where do you think, like, how do you think a girl should see that? Because she sees only pretty girls get millions of likes. The girl who's becoming a scientist is not. The girl who's wants to be a doctor may not be visible on Instagram. So then maybe I also want to be attracted to this because this is what people like. This is what gets me likes. At that age, that's what you think. How do you see all this? Because you were also a very smart, studious kid.
I was very anti social media when I started out and I was asked to be on Instagram. One, because I'm a very private person. But once I started coming on it, for me, it was more of a means to get in touch with my audience, with my fans who wanted to know about my life. But I understand what you're saying. When you're coming from, when you're 12 and 13, it really does have an impact on you. It really does have an impact on you. They look at you and they think that this is the beauty standard. Let me just tell you that when I was growing up, it's not like I was the most prettiest or, I was this girl who every guy like had a crush on or anything. There was nothing of that sort. I always had self-belief in myself and I knew I would do well in life. That is what drove me. Now, when you see Instagram, I think even girls are intelligent enough to understand that it is all photoshopped. Now we are in that place where they do feel insecure, and they also try to Photoshop their own pictures. They want to look pretty because beauty attracts people. It can be as simple as a sunrise, or it can be a pretty girl. So I don't blame them for wanting it, for wanting those likes. It's an environment we have created for them, the millennials who created these apps. They are just stuck, this generation that's coming up, not being able to understand what to do about it. All I can do as an actor is tell you that it is not what you see is not what is. It's not real. And I think most of them are aware of it. It's just driving the generation. And there's nothing but words that I can give to that generation, or just the fact that it's not just that drives your life. Just try being off it for a while, and see when you're 21, 22, if you still feel like coming back to it, because that's not real life. You can still do so much more if you don't think you're pretty enough. You know.
Yeah. There is talk, I don't know if there is in Telugu, but uh, in at least in Mumbai, people think like, and there are, even in the West actually, lot of people in show business get into substance abuse, alcohol, drugs, parties, which is, and then that almost always leads to very bad consequences later on in life. You told me you just sit at home and read books.
Yes.
Why do you think that happens? Why are people who are in the fame business, do they constantly need highs? How do they get into, how can these people like suddenly do something like this, where they are some of the most successful people? Aren't they happy? Why are they doing alcohol or drugs? And how do you keep your head on your shoulders and just do your work, come home, read books, sleep?
So I'll tell you that not everybody can handle fame and money together. And when you get it, you think, okay, what next? Now you look for another high, right? You want to constantly keep looking for something which gives you a high. Some people, sadly, look for it in substances, and they get addicted to that. I think my addiction is spirituality. I'm addicted to meditation. And that is something that keeps me close to who I am, and that keeps my shoulders upright. And I don't have to look for any other high, but I still feel it's a high, and it's a better high than anything else. I do know that a lot of actors get into it, but it is again their choice, and they're adults and their decisions. I don't necessarily think that's important at all. And is why I probably stay away from everything. I go work, I come back home, and I sleep. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your spirituality and what meditation practice actually do you follow? Because someone might be watching this, they may benefit from it, right?
So 2 years ago, I went with my mother to the Art of Living. I didn't know what meditation was. I always thought meditation meant focus on a point. But that's completely anti-meditation, because you don't focus on anything. You just let things go, which we are not able to as people. I did a silence program. I did a happiness program where they taught me how you meditate. There are these mudras that I do when for breathing exercises that I do. Then I get into meditation. And it's a 40-minute process on the whole in a day that I follow. All of this is available online under Art of Living. And there are really good teachers there who help you even through online classes, who can take you on that path, but you have to be willing. Yeah.
So you do 40 minutes of meditation every day?
Every day, yes.
Yeah. How about your fitness and diet routine? Because that's big for people.
I am too disciplined. And my parents often wonder how she is like this, because, nobody in my family is as driven as I am.
They are
for
Punjabis.
myself.
Punjabis eat,
No, I eat moderately, but I work out every day. I think my mother always used to tell me that your body is a temple, so look at what you're feeding it and take care of it. Take care of yourself. Yeah.
What is your workout routine? And it's because I know young people always want to know, should they do cardio, should girls lift weights or not lift weights?
I lift very heavy weights, and that only happens.
Nobody can tell looking at this. That's what.
There's a lot of hard work that goes into it. But I have to tell you this, that every body is different. So cardio might work for you, it might not work for me. That knowledge I had with years, and you need a really good trainer. You'd rather give money to a trainer than give it to a doctor years later. When you're older and when your knees hurt, you'll anyway go to a doctor. So you might as well get a trainer who knows about training. So my body weight, the kind of body that I have, demands aggressive workouts. So I work a lot on, I do a lot of weights and body weight training. Yeah.
Okay. And diet, Diwali is coming.
I will eat my laddus and I will eat meetha because I love meetha. It's not like I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going to touch this. I want to live my life happily. So I eat in moderation, but I eat everything.
Punjabi food or Telugu food?
Punjabi food.
Okay. And okay. Well, Raashii, you've been very candid and very open. You said like you don't normally share too many things, but you
Yes.
were very open. Thanks for all
Thank you.
the things that you shared with us. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Now be prepared because this Sabarmati report, you'll get questions like you never had before.
That's fine.
Is this your first political movie? Sort of.
Yes, yes.
I mean, Madras Cafe a little bit, but
Yes.
this was the big one. Okay. Wish you all the best for
Thank
that.
you so much.
And
Thank
with
you.
that, we end the Southern Summit.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Raashii. Thank you so much for sharing all those insights. And may I request Dhruba to please come up on stage and felicitate Raashii. Thank you so much once again. A huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Chetan. Thank you once again. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. The Southern Rising Summit 2024, second edition in Mana, Hyderabad. Thanks for making it a huge success. And once again, thanks to all the speakers, moderators, and the team behind this success of the second meet. This is RJ Bhargavi signing off. Thank you, guys. Thank you.